What's up, you guys? Okay, so I'm gonna try to hit you guys with a little bit of good topic and information on something that I was dealing with just yesterday. Well, actually, I've been dealing with it for a while, and I'm sure everyone has their own experiences they've had with these similar issues that life gives us. But yesterday, I was just in this big dialogue with myself and exercising my thoughts, and I decided to record, at least for today. I was a little tired last night, so I was just like, I'll just wait in the morning, and we'll go ahead and knock it out. So, I'm gonna try not to keep you guys too long because I have a Zoom meeting in, I don't know, less than an hour, but I want to get all set up and prepared for that. So, let me go ahead and dive into this topic. So, what I want to talk about is I want to talk about depression and figuring out ways to let go of a lot of things that are keeping you within depression. And so, I guess the way I want to go into this, I feel like I just need to hit it head on, at least coming from what I've been experiencing and just coming from yesterday's conversation with myself on how heavy some of the I want to say even some of the flares of depression being, you may have figured out how to defeat depression, or you figured out how to not fall in deep when it comes to depression. Maybe you've gotten the secret science to it all, to where you don't deal with it as far as some deep sort of overbearing, let me get this charger going, this deep overbearing sort of like overwhelming of many things that is keeping you sort of drowning in this whole sorrow and sadness and things like that. And so what I want to say is, I guess for me, I felt like even with the flares, I felt like that was something that I was dealing with. I found a way to beat it, and then it comes out here and there, and there's like there are always going to be times where there's another gateway of you being pulled right back into that darkness, that whole just lonely and helpless. And so I just felt like when those things happen, one of the most difficult things is just letting go. And I was talking to one of my cousins about a situation that she was dealing with, and still is dealing with, and she's been dealing with for quite some time. Too many years where things are just, it just seems like there is no way out of the situation unless you sacrifice and just let go. And so for some people, that's very difficult, and it was very difficult for me until, obviously, for myself, well, not obviously, but for myself, I just let go. I was able to had found the strength to let go, and literally dropped so many things just to not only win but save myself, without this type of darkness basically destroying me, whether it was mentally, physically, or just your soul itself. And so, but for some people, that might not be a strong suit for someone to find and just do the necessary things. And so for those type of people, I feel the tapering off is much better. Same thing as far as working out. Some people can go cold turkey and they can just say, hey, I'm gonna not eat meat anymore, or I'm not gonna eat bread anymore. I'm not going to eat as many carbs. Whatever the diet is, some people can go cold turkey and some people cannot. And so the other approach to those types of cutoffs are the tapering method, which is, okay, for the first month, I am going to cut out bread 1 day a week. Oh, for the second month, I'm going to cut out 2 days a week. And, you eventually get to a point to where you cut out all bread, if that was your goal, or a certain amount of days that you wanted, and you've reached it by tapering off. And so, same thing with, tapering off with cutting out certain necessary things that are keeping you in depression or leading you back into depression and things like that. And so if someone or some situation or something that you need to pull away from or stay away from or do better for yourself, tapering off or tapering on, like if it's something that you have to do better for yourself, you can little by little get to that certain goal. It could be the gym. That could help you. They could be going somewhere dancing. It could be taking yourself out, somewhere for a vacation or whatever, and you just do little by little, but make sure it's a progression of more being added to your routine, so that way we are cleaning out more of the darkness and bringing in more of light. And so whether you're tapering off or you are tapering on, that seems like the second necessary approach to getting your results. And so and if you can find a way to do that, that's something that is actually going to need to happen. Okay. And it may not be something that, know that it's not something easy to do. And just find a way to just take the first step. The first step is going to help you take the second step. It's the first step that's difficult. And sometimes it's the second and third step. You can take one step and then, not take a second and third. But maybe your first step isn't necessarily a 1 day thing. Maybe the first step is an entire month. Okay, and so if you can get that up under your belt, then the second month you should be able to continue to, rock and roll, and so yeah, I want to think of all these other encouraging things that could help you or help things a lot easier in making the decision or having the strength to do it. But something I was dealing with yesterday made me realize that sometimes certain decisions in life it's going to be so difficult that every now and then there's a decision that you just have to hardcore make, and that's just it. I can go into many different things that could help a person, taper in or taper off, and other different ideas that could get you to tackling these types of things a lot easier. I could do that. And maybe I can do that in a different video, but for this one definitely goes for the emergency effect of knowing that for some people, there is no other way but just to jump in and swim. And hopefully you don't sink. um, and you shouldn't. You shouldn't. Because we're not jumping into something that's of an if maybe it works, maybe it doesn't work type of thing. No, it's gonna work. So you're gonna swim. Maybe you keep that in mind, that okay, this is something that's actually going to work. It's just up to me to just take that hard first step or steps within that month, for the next, and so on and so on. So if you are dealing with this, or you know anyone that's dealing with this, yeah, like the video and share it. Most importantly, share the video with someone, and or even have someone follow this this account, and, because they've been through this before, or maybe it's a type of topics that they love listening to, and maybe they would like to educate themselves a little bit more on different perspectives on topics like this. And so that's another good reason to go ahead and share the video. So but yeah, this is definitely for people who want to be a part of these types of understandings and lessons and words of wisdom and things like that. So yeah, if you enjoy it, go ahead and like it and subscribe. And again, if you know somebody else, then go ahead and share it. And that's it. I feel like it's just about jumping in. I could go in so many other different layers of explaining my experiences or someone else's experiences and things like that, but I just want to not cloud your mind up too much on so many layers of details right now. This is all about jumping in and making it happen, saving yourself instantly. It needs to happen right away, and sometimes certain things need to happen that way, because little do you know, something on the other end of the outcome of you not taking the step or the necessary steps is going to turn out to be a disaster for you, worse than just depression. And so yeah, there's illness that follows with depression. There are opportunities that never come back around for you because you were in a funk and you didn't get yourself out of it enough to go and be open to running into great opportunities. And I can go on and on again, but this is just about doing the hardest thing that is very important for you to do, for your health. And so I just feel like that's something that just needs to happen on a scale that just, you don't know it until it happens. And that's the message that really defines how serious this can turn out to be if you don't save yourself before it's things are too late. And so and sometimes you don't know what that too late is or what that means, and so until it happens. But drag yourself out of that situation, sacrifice. Sometimes you got to sacrifice it, whatever. And that's the most difficult thing, man, to do. And sometimes you got to do things. It's not all the time, but and that's why I'm speaking about this video in particular, on the rare times and situations that there's no room for dodging sacrifices and tapering ins and offs of things. You just got to go cold turkey. So you just got to make that step, and save yourself and sacrifice what's necessary. Doesn't have to be anything too crazy, but you just have to evaluate and understand how dangerous your situation will become, or probably is. And when you're faced with those type of things, then you have to make sacrifices that you don't want to make. But if it's going to save you, then I feel you got to do what you got to do. So anyhow, stay healthy, protect your energy, protect your good energy, and again, stay positive, share the video, like it, subscribe, and if you need any other words of advice or anything else you would like me to touch on and talk about, yeah, just hit me up on TikTok, Instagram. Send me a comment here, and however you want to reach me, and we'll get it together. Yeah, man, it's crazy out here, man. This is one of the most heaviest times of depression, so let's try to keep ourselves safe and stay motivated. All right, till next time. All right, King Renaissance.